Tonight,
it's the premiere of the all-new special, GameView.
then it's an all-new episode of The Legend of Zelda Triforce Heroes.
Hey guys, Scott here. Tonight on GameView, we're taking an in-depth first look analysis at Paper Mario Color Splash. It was announced March 3rd, available exclusively on the Wii U, set for release later in 2016. But before we start breaking down this trailer and analyzing every single aspect of it, let's take a look at the trailer one more time. And here it is.
In the Paper Mario series, we always challenge ourselves to bring something fresh to the action-adventure genre. And this time, in Paper Mario Color Splash, the theme is colors and paint. As such, the game takes place in a colorful paradise called Prism Island. But something is very wrong. Prism Island is being drained of its color. To make sense of all this, it's up to Paper Mario to do like he does and set off on a journey to bring color back to the land. And his new paint hammer is just the ticket. It splashes paint on anything he hits, restoring the island's color bit by bit. He can even splash paint on colorless toads to revive the poor little guys. A splash of color will even liven up a toad house. In battle, you'll paint cards like this and then flick them to start the battle. There are special cards, too. They'll unleash some satisfyingly powerful attacks. The latest entry in this beloved series, Paper Mario Color Splash, is currently planned for release in 2016.
Now, I know what you're all thinking. Yay! Finally, after almost 10 years, we get another Paper Mario game for a home console. But the positivity ends pretty much right there. What we're going to do now is we're going to play the trailer again, but we're going to slow it down, and we're going to freeze it during specific segments and take the time to analyze every single bit of it. And hopefully, during this analysis, you guys will understand why there is so much hatred towards this latest entry in the franchise. So, let's begin. Okay, so this is how the trailer starts off again, and freeze! Alright, aside from the gorgeous visuals that I was talking about earlier, and of course that's to be expected because we've all been wanting a Paper Mario game in HD for years now, just by looking at this opening scene, there's a lot of stuff that we can gather, a lot of information that we can tell right off the bat. So, Mario's HP is in the bottom left corner, we've got the coin total count in the bottom right corner, the paint meter is in the top left corner, and as you can see, Paper Mario hits the question mark block, he gets a battle card, worn out jump ×3. Now, keep in mind, we are making some assumptions here, because obviously it was only a 63-second trailer, but keep that worn out jump ×3 info bar in mind, because when we actually get into the battle scene later in this trailer, there's some stuff that you can correlate together, and unfortunately it doesn't look too good. This game is looking a lot more like Sticker Star than the Thousand Year Door in 2004, which is what we all wanted Intelligent Systems to go back to. Anyways, that's pretty much all we can gather from this scene. Let's continue on. And freeze. Not much going on in this scene, but it is worth noting, in the top left corner, Mario's paint meter now has a max of 150, so I think it's easy for us to infer that Mario can upgrade his paint meter so that his painting hammer can be used more often. Let's move on. Okay, now here's where things take a turn for the worse. We are once again presented with an overworld map situation. But not just a map, specifically a map that allows you to select where to go. I'll say this, at least Color Splash isn't following the roots of Super Paper Mario and Sticker Star in the sense that these locations actually have names now. You're not just saying Chapter 3-2 or World 6-4. Like in this case, we have Ruddy Road. So it's definitely a step in the right direction, but it's still missing that Paper Mario quality, which is basically the fluid movement of being able to just go north, south, east, or west in whichever location you're in, and have the game transition you into the next area immediately, instead of having to go to a map and just pick whichever location you want and then hit the A button. You have to remember that the way the first two games were created, both Paper Mario and the Thousand Year Door, as an example, if I'm in Toad Town and I go north, and then all of a sudden the game loads the next area, which is Shooting Star Summit. The fluid movement of being able to just exit the town on the north side and continue on my journey without having to go through this map-like scenario gives the feeling that it's a huge open world, even though it's not an open world concept. I mean, obviously it's a very linear type game, but it gives you the feeling the world is big and open and ready to be explored, instead of the confined areas of a map, which basically say, oh, well, you can go here, you can go there, you can go down here, and immediately, whichever location you pick, Mario appears in that location right away. Anyways, a bit of a gripe, but we're gonna move on nonetheless. Next up, we finally get to see a battle, but nothing really happens, so we're just going to continue moving on. There's another battle later on in the trailer. That's when we'll stop and take a look, see what's going on there. And of course, this scene actually reminds me a lot of Rogueport in the Thousand Year Door. Once again, beautiful graphics. At least the illustrators know what they're doing, if no one else developing this game does know what they're doing. Have to give credit to the artists. Mario using his paint hammer, and freeze. Okay, so what did we gather from this? Well, Mario can use his painting hammer to get coins, and of course, also battle cards, apparently. In this particular screenshot, we see a save block in the background. We also see what appears to be a battle card shop. No surprise there. And aside from that, not much else. A couple of white spots that Mario can use his hammer on. Let's continue on. Another battle card. More coins. And then we get this scene, which brings back a lot of bad memories. We're gonna freeze it right there. A paint bucket icon, or sprite. Now, what does this remind you of? It reminds you of two things. First, the pixel-type sidekicks that were in Super Paper Mario that weren't actually real partners. They were just additional abilities that Mario could use, combined with Kirsty from Sticker Star. So, the impression I'm getting here is, once again, we have another Paper Mario game with no real partners. We just have an overworld sprite, in this case the paint bucket, giving tips to Mario, tips to the player, but Mario ultimately is on his own, yet again for the 3rd consecutive title in a row. Now, in this scene, we see a jump battle card appear in the bottom right corner, and a bunch of generic red and white paper toads. Let's freeze it. Yet again. I don't know what to make of that scene. All I can say is, I really hope it doesn't turn out to be like Mario and Luigi Paper Jam, where you're running all over the map, trying to rescue every generic, non-personality-given red and white toad in order to advance the story. These toads were also plastered all over Sticker Star. We've had enough of them. I'm sorry, but it's time to move on. If this game turns out to be anything like the side quests in Paper Jam, which wasn't even a Paper Mario game, but really annoyed me nonetheless, it's going to be a major disappointment. Anyways, now we get to this screen, which is the battle screen. We saw it a little bit earlier, but now we're going to go into it in a little bit more detail. We can tell just as much information here from what is not on the screen as we can from what we're seeing on the screen. Let me explain what I mean by that. At first glance, it's a turn-based battle. Success! We're not running into another Super Paper Mario. Unfortunately, it seems to be yet another dumbed-down version of the turn-based battle mechanic. Nothing even close to what we got in the original Paper Mario and in Paper Mario The Thousand Year Door. As you can see from this screen, the TV screen, we've got Mario's HP in the bottom left corner. We've got the coin count in the bottom right corner. We've got Mario looking at his deck of battle cards. We've got a couple of Shy Guys as enemies. And we've got an information dialogue stating to select your battle card on the Wii U gamepad screen in order to perform an attack. Now, what is missing from this screen? I don't see any FP, flower points. I don't see any SP, star points. I don't see the enemy's HP bars, which would be a huge downer, because even in Sticker Star, we at least had the enemy's HP bars. Not that they were displayed properly, because in Sticker Star, the enemy's HP was grouped together into a single HP bar, so you never really knew how much HP an individual enemy had, but at least we had an HP bar. Here, there's no HP bar. And from what we're gathering from earlier, which is that there are no partners, no real partners in this game, there's no way to use Tattle in order to determine an enemy's HP. So this brings me back to the gripe, one of the other gripes I had with the Mario and Luigi series, Dream Team and Paper Jam, which was that you never really knew how much HP the enemies had. So a battle could take 20 seconds, or a battle could take half an hour, depending on how many times you attacked the enemy, how much damage you were dealing, and there was really no surefire way to tell how close you were to defeating the enemies on the screen. But aside from that, the main thing missing from here, of course, the FP, the star points, and, of course, notably, the action commands. Where's the jump command? Where's the hammer command? Where's the star spirit command? There is literally nothing on this top screen to indicate any of that is present in this game. Basically, the top screen is just telling you, or the TV screen in this case, is just telling you, okay, here's a visual view of the battle, select your card on the bottom screen to perform an attack. That gives me a really bad feeling about this, because that gives me the impression that we're once again delving into the Sticker Star turn-based mechanic, which is, you use a battle card, or rather, you are forced to use a battle card in order to perform an attack. Once you use the battle card, that card is gone forever, which sort of makes sense because Mario has to keep using his paint hammer to pick up new battle cards in the overworld. And on top of that, the fact that if you don't have any battle cards, you've got to run away. Because there's literally no way you can battle, there's no generic jump or hammer command you can use. Everything is done through the battle cards. And it actually reminds me of Mario and Luigi Paper Jam in a sense, but at least in Paper Jam, and again, not actually a Paper Mario game, but at least in Paper Jam, the battle cards were optional on the touchscreen, and you had star points. But that was completely optional. If I wanted to have Paper Mario jump or hammer the enemy, I could do that and just ignore the battle cards, ignore the amiibo cards entirely. This screenshot gives me the impression that, like stickers in Sticker Star, battle cards are mandatory. Without battle cards, you cannot attack, you are screwed. And again, this lends itself to Paper Mario Sticker Star, which we all hated, or maybe not all of us, but 90% of us hated. So, I don't really know what to make of this. All I can say is I'm disappointed. I really hope that Intelligent Systems changes this up, but by the looks of it, and the fact that all the rumors that are out now indicate that the game's already done, and it's just being localized, it really gives me the impression that Intelligent Systems is not gonna do anything to fix this game at this point. It's already done, they've devoted their time, their money, their effort into creating it, and once the dialogue localization is finished, game's gonna be released. Let's continue on and let's take a look at the Wii U gamepad screen for the battle screen. And here it is. Once again, we can get just as much information on the battle mechanics by what we're not seeing on the screen as what we are seeing on it. So, just like I mentioned earlier, battle cards are used to perform attacks on enemies. We can see at the bottom of the gamepad screen, the player has access to a bunch of different battle cards. We've got a couple of worn-out, dusty hammers on the left side, a regular hammer, a couple of mushroom cards to restore Mario's HP, a worn-out jump attack, and a couple of regular jumps on the right. We also see the HP meter, again, top left corner. Why? I have no idea. Coins, again, top right corner, and once again, the paint meter in the top left. Once again, no visual display of flower points, badge points, star points, no partners, no action commands whatsoever. It really doesn't give us a good feeling about how this turn-based battle is going to work out, because, again, if you remember, in Sticker Star, what happened? You used a sticker, it damaged an enemy, sticker was gone forever, that was the end of it. In fact, on this screen, there's actually nothing to give us the impression that there's any EXP level up mechanic either in this game. Now, I really hope I'm wrong, I really hope Intelligent Systems is intelligent enough, no pun intended, to have fixed the problem with Sticker Star, which was basically no level up system, but maybe there's no EXP level up system in this Paper Mario game either. Think about it. In Sticker Star, how did the mechanics and the statistics work out? Well, Paper Mario had a default amount of HP given to him at the beginning of the game. You increased your HP by finding HP up blocks, and you increased your attack power by finding more powerful stickers. It wasn't an actual attack statistic or a badge. You could use 4 BP in order to boost Mario's jump or hammer powers. No, it was just all about finding more powerful stickers, and of course, naturally, you found them as the game progressed. Well, look at Color Splash so far. Same sort of idea. We've got HP, 32 out of 50. HP up blocks in the overworld. That increases your HP. We've got battle cards. We've got weak cards, like a worn out hammer, a worn out jump. Then we've got more powerful cards like a regular hammer, a regular jump. We've got HP restoration cards, which restore Mario's HP. What does that tell you? That tells you that, once again, we're using the same sticker star-esque battle mechanic. And I hate to say it, because I really, really hope that I'm wrong on this, but everything here is pointing to the fact that Intelligent Systems has learned absolutely nothing from the sticker star debacle 4 years ago. And to prove that, let's move on to the next screen. Well, doesn't this bring back some incredibly bad memories? I wonder where we last saw that giant fan. I wonder. Oh, it was in Paper Mario Sticker Star. So, recycled material, that's essentially what this is. Obviously, we know there's going to be a fan card, but again, it gives me the impression that we're once again dealing with the same turn-based battle mechanic, where you've got certain cards that can be crafted or created throughout the game that are significantly overpowered, but can only be used once. And then you have to create those cards again, or you have to go back to where you got them to get another one. I mean, the whole idea is a disaster. That's why everyone disliked the turn-based mechanic in Sticker Star. And yet, once again, we are presented with a Sticker Star type turn-based battle situation. I'm speechless. I'm absolutely speechless. And this game is coming out in 2016. Most likely Q4 of 2016, but 2016. So, what are your thoughts on it? As a Paper Mario fan myself, a fan of the original RPG versions of Paper Mario, I'm upset. I'm frustrated. I'm absolutely disgusted with Intelligent Systems. And to a slightly lesser extent, Nintendo, because I don't know how much influence Nintendo or Miyamoto had on Color Splash, but I don't know what to say. I mean, it's been almost 10 years since we got a new Paper Mario for a home console. It's been almost 12 years since we got a real Paper Mario in the form of the Thousand-Year Door. And out of 5 iterations, the original, Thousand-Year Door, Super Paper Mario, Sticker Star, and Color Splash, only 2 of them were good. The other 3 were moving away from the traditional formula, which was so successful, and it boggles my mind. Why would you try to reinvent the wheel? Or, as Bill put it at the beginning of this trailer, why would you challenge yourselves to bring something fresh to the action-adventure genre. First off, just like Andre said in Game Explain when he did his analysis of this trailer, I mean, Paper Mario has never really been an action-adventure game. It's been a turn-based RPG game. But they turned it into an action-adventure game starting with 2007 Super Paper Mario, right? But more to the point, why would you bring something fresh to the genre? Everyone loved the original. Everyone absolutely loved the Thousand Year Door. Why reinvent the wheel? You don't have to. If something works, stick with it. And instead, we got Super Paper Mario, which was more platformer, in the sense of New Super Mario Bros. Type of games. And then, of course, we were supposed to get a true sequel to the Thousand Year Door in 2010, right? But if you all remember, Shigeru Miyamoto came in and Intelligent Systems had him look at the game, and he said, oh no, this is too much like the Thousand Year Door. Everyone's gonna hate it. Scrap it, rebuild it from scratch. And if memory serves me correct, I believe most of the Intelligent Systems staff was replaced, or a bunch of new developers came in and started working on, I guess, what they were trying to do, which was revitalize the Paper Mario franchise. And we were supposed to get a Thousand Year Door sequel in 2010. Instead, the game got pushed back an additional 2 years, so we had to wait 5 years between Super Paper Mario and Sticker Star, and ultimately what we got was a very dumbed-down, turn-based Paper Mario game that really shouldn't have taken 5 years to create. I mean, in all actuality, it shouldn't have been created at all. I mean, let's be honest here. Paper Mario has always been on home consoles. It should have never come to a handheld in the first place. But putting that aside for the moment, I would have given it a pass had it been an actually good game. But like I said, they dumbed down all the elements. Super Paper Mario was all about trying something new and getting away from turn-based RPGs. And, well, the story was fantastic, and I agree, the story was beautiful in Super Paper Mario. Again, it felt like they dumbed it down in the sense that they took away all of the RPG mechanics that have made Paper Mario so great. And then they presented us with a new Super Mario Bros. Style Paper Mario game, where Super Mario meets Paper Mario, but in all respect, it's more like Super Mario than anything else. Right? I mean, it's not a true Paper Mario game because it's not turn-based. And then Sticker Star came out, and the way I look at it, it's almost like Intelligent Systems looked at Paper Mario, or specifically Super Paper Mario, and they said, okay, well, people wanted it to be turn-based, so let's make it turn-based again. But let's make it a new kind of turn-based Paper Mario. Hence what happened with Sticker Star. Let's scrap the EXP system. We'll scrap the level up system. Let's make it so that all wild battles have no purpose whatsoever, and you should basically just jump straight into the boss fights as soon as you find the most powerful stickers. That's essentially what Sticker Star was, and that's why, as I said, 90% of us hated the game. Don't get me wrong, some people liked the game, and if it was a separate game from the Paper Mario franchise, it might have worked. But attaching Paper Mario to that type of game just brought the franchise as a whole down to a new low level. And we all thought that after all the complaints by the fans, including yours truly, that Sticker Star was a disaster and Paper Mario needed to return to its roots, we all thought that intelligence systems had the intelligence to realize, okay, well, we tried a non-turn-based Paper Mario game. We have now tried a turn-based Paper Mario game, but different than the original turn-based Paper Mario game, neither of which have actually worked. Maybe we should go back to the original, but apparently not. Apparently they have not learned their lesson, and they've come out with yet another iteration of Paper Mario, which, again, lacks the substance that was present in the first two versions. I don't know of any other series, any other Nintendo series, that has dropped the ball, that has been reduced so drastically in quality and richness than Paper Mario. And believe me, I know the Metroid fans are upset with Federation Force and all the hatred that's going on with that, but now I sort of understand why people are despising Federation Force. It's because of the same reason that people are despising what Nintendo has done to the Paper Mario series. The stupidest part about all of this is that certain franchises have stayed the same for decades, yet Paper Mario, as an example, Intelligent Systems always feels like they have to use Paper Mario as a testing grounds for a new kind of battle system. Look at Pokemon. Pokemon has existed since 1996. It's still the same game. 20 years later, it's still turn-based. It's the exact same formula. Why is it the exact same formula? Because it works. Because people love it. Because the fans don't want it to change. It's that simple. I mean, how would you like it if the next Legend of Zelda game was completely turn-based instead of real, live, action-based? What if they decided, oh, well, let's create a Zelda game where the whole game is turn-based and Link can choose to attack an enemy with a sword, or put up his shield, or use some kind of magic spell on an enemy, and enemies have HP bars, and, I mean, the Zelda fan base would go on a literal rampage. They would be ranting to no end about how they took a beloved franchise and basically wrecked it. So that's why so many people are mad with Paper Mario Color Splash. Now, aside from the fact that, as everyone was watching the Nintendo Direct yesterday, I mean, this title just came up out of nowhere. There was no big introduction to Color Splash. Bill was basically just talking about another game, and he transitioned into this, and it could have easily been overlooked if you weren't really paying attention, because, I mean, it was only 63 seconds, but it's almost like, to a certain extent, Nintendo knew that Paper Mario Color Splash wasn't going to be received well among the fans. And to prove that, there's been a bunch of hatred released on this game, and it hasn't even been, what, a day since the trailer came out, and already fans everywhere hate it. And again, not everyone, because I have seen comments where people say they're gonna give this game a chance. Heck, I'm gonna give this game a chance. I'm gonna buy it anyway. I'm gonna try to remain as optimistic as possible. But I just get a bad feeling from this. And the other people on Twitter who have seen this trailer, the true Paper Mario fans, fans of the original and Thousand Year Door, and not the more casual fans of Super Paper Mario and Sticker Star, the reason they've been ranting and raving is exactly all the points that I've mentioned. Intelligent Systems doesn't give a darn. They don't care about what the fans want, and sometimes what these companies fail to realize is that the fans are essentially who are supporting the game, who's supporting the company. If no one bought this game, if no one bought any game that a particular studio released, well, guess what? The studio would go bankrupt. So, take a hint. At least try to please the fan base. You've seen what works in the original and the Thousand Year Door. You've seen what hasn't worked in Super Paper Mario and Sticker Star. If that isn't enough of a light bulb moment to tell the developers, wake up, get your act together, create a Paper Mario game in the vein of the original and Thousand Year Door, then I don't know what will. I mean, short of a mob going to Japan and knocking on Intelligent Systems' office building door and demanding that they bring this title back to the creative genius that it once was, I don't know what's going to convince them to go back to the original formula. And like I said, Pokemon hasn't changed. Alpha Dream has kept the turn-based battle mechanic the same in Dream Team and Mario and Luigi Paper Jam. Zelda has been the same all these years. So why do you have all of these other franchises that Nintendo has no problem releasing new iterations of them but keeping the same general gameplay formula? But then on the other hand, you have franchises like Paper Mario and Metroid, where they feel like, oh, well, we're just going to experiment, and we know the fans want this, but we're not going to give them this because we don't care, and we're going to do whatever the heck we want. It's not a good stance to take. I want to take a moment to read some of the Twitter comments that have been posted basically by fans of the Paper Mario franchise, the real Paper Mario franchise, how upset they are. Take a look at this. Donnie Den Uden writes on Twitter, "Why oh why did they change Paper Mario from an RPG series into what they explicitly called action-adventure?" Pixelette says, "You know the magic of a series is gone when this happens. R.I.P. Paper Mario. Yeah, all these different variations of Toads in the Thousand Year Door compared to the generic red and white model in Sticker Star and Color Splash." Chip Cheesem says, "I'm bummed out that the new Paper Mario looks just like more of Sticker Star." Alpha writes, "Paper Mario, the 1,000 years that pass by until we listen to our fans. Hey, Splatoon sold, so we'll try it again." Hyperbit Hero says, "Paper Mario, Thousand Year Door was such a good game. These new games in the series are just like, what? Why?" Hunter James writes, "How kind of Nintendo to provide a visual metaphor of what it's doing to Paper Mario as an IP. Yeah, blowing it away." Peach writes, "The new Paper Mario looks beautiful, but I don't think it'll scratch that Thousand Year Door itch, but more hit that Sticker Star gag reflex." Liam Allen Miller says, "Always exciting to see Nintendo coming up with new, original ways to ruin Paper Mario." Haydock says, "I wonder if Nintendo does market research because they haven't learned from their fan reactions with Paper Mario U and Federation Force." And MC writes, "I'm editing together a reaction video on the Nintendo Direct trailer, but the summary is, everything is an RPG except Paper Mario." Of course, MC was referring to yesterday's Nintendo Direct when they announced a ton of RPG titles. Dragon Quest VII, Dragon Quest VIII, Bravely Second, that new RPG-esque Kirby title for the 3DS, Tokyo Mirage Sessions Sharp FE, which I'm sure a lot of people are just going to say #FE. So I understand his frustration. Next up, There is even a petition on change.org. Yesterday, it was started by Jimmy Russell about half an hour after the Paper Mario trailer went live. And this petition is to actually cancel Paper Mario Color Splash because, from what we've seen, general impression of the game is extremely negative. So far, it's gathered over 120 supporters. Now, is this petition premature? Obviously. We've only seen 63 seconds of gameplay footage. Does Nintendo even look at these petitions or even acknowledge them? Probably not. But it just goes to show even more how passionate we Paper Mario fans are. And just to add fuel to the fire, on Game Explain's YouTube page, yesterday they uploaded a high-quality trailer of Paper Mario Color Splash. Well, I'm sure the view count is much higher right now than it was yesterday, but you can even see just by the ratio of likes to dislikes. I mean, 1,400 likes, over 2,200 dislikes. That ratio is almost as bad as the like to dislike ratio of the Star Trek Beyond trailer. And that trailer really angered a lot of core Star Trek fans. So, I'm not sure what to tell you guys about this. You have a game that was once phenomenal. You have a franchise that was once a real reason to own a Nintendo system, and then it basically takes a downhill nosedive. And I don't know why. I can understand them trying to switch things up for Super Paper Mario because they want to try something different other than turn-based. I understand them returning to the turn-based format in Sticker Star, but again, trying to mix it up, try something different. But if Intelligent Systems hasn't learned by now that what we truly want is a sequel to the Thousand Year Door, then I don't think it's ever gonna happen. I hate to be pessimistic. I really want to take the optimistic view that Intelligent Systems is doing market research. They are listening to what people want, but so far, I'm not seeing any of that. And just to sum up everything that we've seen in this trailer, it doesn't look good for Color Splash. And like I said, I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm completely wrong. I hope that the footage we saw was an early gameplay video that was taken years ago when Color Splash was in its infancy. I really, really hope that this is the case, and Color Splash has more in-depth turn-based battle mechanics than just click on a card, launch an attack, and that's it. But honestly, I don't see that happening. Remember the early footage of Sticker Star where there was a Chain Chomp as Paper Mario's partner, and we got all hyped up and all psyched and so excited, and then Sticker Star's actual game came out, and it was nothing like that. They removed the partners and everything about Paper Mario that we knew and loved. The dialogue, the story, the level up mechanic, it was just completely thrown out the window. That's the same feeling I get from this trailer on Color Splash. Again, is it a Paper Mario game? Yes. Is it a turn-based game? Yes. Will I buy it for my Wii U? Yes. But is it the Paper Mario game we want? No. Is it going to be that last savior for the Wii U console that we were all hoping for? Probably not. It sounds like it's going to be a more forgettable Paper Mario adventure, just along the lines of Sticker Star. It's a game people are going to buy, they're going to have fun playing, Maybe. I mean, the casual Paper Mario fans, which represent 10% of the positive comments on Twitter and Facebook, and YouTube, are probably not going to have a problem with it, but the hardcore fans, like yours truly, who want a real Paper Mario adventure, we're just going to find many, many reasons to complain about the game, especially when we get it in our hands, which, like I said, will most likely be in December, maybe close to when they finally release that Zelda Wii U game that they've been promising for years now. But everything we've seen so far in this trailer, unless this trailer is extremely outdated, it indicates that it's a sticker star-esque battle technique. Again, just to sum it up, no FP, no BP, no partners, world map scenario, just like with Sticker Star, generic Mario icons and characters like Toads, nothing really out of the ordinary. Maybe Bowser will be the main villain again, because God forbid, Intelligent Systems actually comes up with another unique enemy like Count Bleck or the Exonauts, because, oh, that would be too much work, and that would stray too far into the unknown realm of possibility that the Paper Mario franchise used to be great for. But everything we've seen from this trailer so far gives me the impression that it's going to be another game exactly like Sticker Star. And you're right, I'm upset, I'm frustrated, I'm angry. I don't understand why Intelligent Systems keeps taking this route. I don't understand why they keep using the Paper Mario franchise as a testing bed for new battle mechanics and new styles of gameplay. I don't understand how Bill can keep a straight face explaining all of this in the trailer when he knows what us Paper Mario fans really want. And I mean, I don't even know if Nintendo is taking a hint. I mean, surely by now, to see so many dislikes and so much hatred being spread on the direction the franchise has taken over the past day alone. I mean, is Nintendo even monitoring social media? Are they paying attention to any of these comments? I have no idea whatsoever. But just to wrap things up, like I said, I'm going to remain optimistic. We're most likely looking at a Q4 release, so there's plenty of time for new trailers, new gameplay footage to come out, and like I said, I'm gonna still get the game. I'm sure a ton of other people are still gonna get the game. I'm sure the dialogue is gonna be funny. I'm sure the music is gonna be great. Intelligent Systems, well known for its great battle music and overworld music, just like Alpha Dream was the Mario and Luigi series. I don't think that's going to be the issue. I think the issue is going to be, once again, we get a bland Mario adventure in the style of Sticker Star with a lousy turn-based battle mechanic, no EXP system, and it's just going to turn off a lot of people. And let's face it, a lot of Paper Mario fans are probably going to give up after this title. I mean, 3 in a row. Super Paper Mario, Sticker Star, now Color Splash. 3 titles in a row that have strayed away from the once almost perfect turn-based battle formula that was present in the original and Thousand Year Door. If Intelligent Systems hasn't gotten the hint by now that we want a true Thousand Year Door sequel, and we don't want Shigeru Miyamoto interfering, and we don't want Nintendo interfering and saying, oh, you have to keep the characters in the Mario universe and you can't go outside of the box. If Intelligent Systems doesn't have the intelligence to realize that by now, then, I mean, all hope is lost. A lot of Paper Mario fans are going to jump ship, as I'm sure they already have when they learned of this new game yesterday in the trailer, and the franchise is going to take a significant hit to its fan base. Because clearly, when they come out with the next Paper Mario game for the NX in 2020 or 2021, 4 or 5 years from now, it's still not going to be the game that we want. They're just going to come up with some sort of new messed up battle technique that doesn't stay true to the original franchise. And people are once again going to get frustrated and enraged, and there's no one else to blame. And like I said, I understand they want to try something new, and they want to try something fresh, but when you've reinvented, or when you've tried to reinvent the wheel twice, and seen how the fans have taken to that in a very negative light, and yet you don't get the hint, and you continue to reinvent the wheel for no reason whatsoever, and tick off the fan base, well, it's not a good sign. It really isn't. And I'm just disappointed more than anything else, because I'm a huge Pokemon fan, as you know. I'm a huge Paper Mario fan, and to be waiting 12 years since Thousand Year Door just to get this, it's like, why did you even bother? I mean, I'm sure Intelligent Systems has done a better job keeping Fire Emblem consistent throughout the years, and I have never played Fire Emblem. I'm just getting into the series now with Fire Emblem Fates, but I'm sure Intelligent Systems has kept the Fire Emblem battle mechanic almost identical since its inception. So, the company clearly knows how to take a formula and keep it the same throughout each new iteration of the franchise. Why they can't do it with Paper Mario is beyond me. It's like there's no brains, there's no intelligence, almost like they don't care. They just want to release a game, make money, and move on. And that's the feeling that I get. And again, I don't know how much involvement Nintendo had with Color Splash. I don't know how much involvement Miyamoto had with this game. But all indication points to the fact that the Paper Mario franchise has just gone downhill, and it's not coming back up anytime soon. And like I said, I'm surprised that Bill was able to keep a straight face while showcasing the trailer. I mean, maybe that's even why there was no build-up to this eagerly anticipated release. I mean, we knew Paper Mario was coming out ever since, what, early last year, when the rumors were leaked. But maybe that's why Bill didn't really build up much of a hype, because he knows that it's not going to sit well with the traditional Paper Mario fan base, yet he still has to do his job of marketing the game and showcasing it in a Nintendo Direct. I mean, what can I say? It's just complete and utter disbelief and disappointment, and another reason why people are not going to buy into the Wii U. I mean, if Paper Mario was a traditional RPG like the Shin Megami Fire Emblem crossover, then I'm sure Wii U sales would spike, just like they're gonna spike when The Legend of Zelda gets released on the Wii U. But Intelligent Systems, obviously, zero intelligence whatsoever. And it's just going to be another bland Paper Mario adventure. That's the feeling I have. I'm going to stay optimistic. I hope I'm wrong. I hope to God that I am wrong. But I don't get that good of a feeling after seeing this particular trailer. And unless they're going to delay the game like they did with Star Fox Zero, I honestly don't see anything changing. So, Just a huge, huge disappointment. And a very long rant by me on a franchise which was once beloved, but now has basically been thrown into a garbage can to rot. It's trubbish with a capital T. That's what they've done to Paper Mario. Anyways, that's all the time we have for tonight's episode of GameView. If you have any questions or comments, make sure to let us know. Follow us on all social media at TOONDISE, #GameView. And if you like our videos, make sure to support us on Patreon, patreon.com/TOONDISE. Until next time, I'm Scott, and I will see you later.